The walls of your Victorian house are not empty. They never were. Inside the average Victorian terrace, built between 1850 and 1914, there are systems, materials, and structural decisions that the builders never documented and the surveyors never found. Some of them are protecting your house right now without you knowing it. Some of them are failing without any visible sign. And some of them, if you disturb them without understanding what they are, will cost you more to fix than the house originally cost to build. 30 things. Every one of them hidden inside the walls, floors, and ceilings of a Victorian house right now. Every one of them with a direct consequence for the value, the safety, and the running costs of your home today. If you are new here, hit subscribe now. Every week, British Home Secrets reveals the knowledge they buried, built specifically for UK homes. Now let us get into this. 1. Lime mortar that is keeping your house standing. Victorian bricklayers did not use cement. They used lime mortar, a mixture of lime, sand, and water that sets slowly, stays slightly flexible, and allows the wall to breathe. This is not a weakness. It is deliberate engineering. A Victorian wall built with lime mortar can absorb movement, moisture, and minor settlement without cracking. The same wall repointed with modern cement mortar cannot. The cement is harder than the brick. When the wall moves, the brick cracks instead of the joint. If your Victorian house has been repointed at any time since 1960, there is a significant chance the original lime mortar has been replaced with cement. The consequence is not visible from the outside, but inside the wall cavity, moisture that should be escaping through the joint is now trapped in the brick. That moisture has to go somewhere. It goes inward. 2. A rubble core. You cannot see. Most Victorian external walls are not solid brick all the way through. They are two skins of brick with a rubble core between them. Broken brick, stone, mortar offcuts, and in some cases materials the builders had to hand that were never documented. The rubble core provides insulation and structural mass. It also provides a pathway for moisture if either skin of brick is compromised. If your external walls show damp patches that do not correspond to any visible defect, the rubble core is the first place to investigate. 3. Horsehair in the plaster. Victorian internal plaster contains horsehair. This is not a manufacturing defect. Horsehair was added to the base coat of lime plaster deliberately, as a binding agent that prevented cracking during drying. The horsehair is still in your walls. If your Victorian plaster is intact, the horsehair is doing its job. If you disturb, replace, or skim over Victorian plaster with modern gypsum, you are removing a material that has kept the wall surface stable for 150 years and replacing it with something that will need replacing again in 20. 4. Voids behind the lath. Behind Victorian plasterwork is lath. Thin strips of wood nailed horizontally across the wall studs or ceiling joists, with gaps between them that allow the plaster to key through and grip. The space between the lath and the brick or stonework behind it is a void. That void is a thermal buffer, a ventilation pathway, and in older properties, a highway for rodents. If your Victorian house has cold spots on internal walls that do not correspond to external walls, a failed lath void is frequently the cause. 5. A fireplace behind every chimney breast. Every chimney breast in a Victorian house was built to serve a fireplace. Not one fireplace, one per floor. A 3-story Victorian terrace was built with the expectation of 12 to 15 fireplaces in active use simultaneously. Most of those fireplaces have been removed, blocked, or plastered over. The chimney breast remains. Inside that chimney breast, behind the plaster, is the original fireplace opening, the original surround, and in many cases, the original cast iron grate, bricked up and forgotten when central heating arrived. If you have a chimney breast without a visible fireplace on any floor of your Victorian house, the fireplace is still there. It has not been removed. It has been buried. Historic England estimates that over 60% of Victorian properties currently occupied in England have undergone modifications since 1945, for which no building records exist. Not because the work was illegal, but because record-keeping requirements for domestic alterations were not consistently enforced until the 1980s. This means that in the majority of Victorian houses, what is inside the walls is not what the current owner, the current surveyor, or the current mortgage lender believes is inside the walls. The materials are original, the modifications are undocumented, the consequences are live. 6. Suspended timber floors over a void. Victorian ground floors are not solid concrete. They are suspended timber, floorboards laid over joists, over a void of trapped gas between the floor and the earth below. That void is not a design flaw, it is a ventilation system. Trapped gas enters through the airbricks in the external wall, circulates under the floor, and exits through airbricks on the opposite side. This airflow prevents the joists from rotting. The most common modification that destroys this system is carpet underlay. A continuous layer of foam underlay laid wall to wall blocks the airflow under the skirting boards. The void stops ventilating. The joists begin to rot. The floor feels solid for years before the first board goes soft. 7. Airbricks that were painted over. The airbricks in the external walls of a Victorian house are not decorative. They are functional components of the underfloor ventilation system. In the majority of Victorian houses that have been repainted externally at any point in the past 50 years, at least one airbrick has been painted over. A painted-over airbrick reduces airflow. A fully blocked airbrick eliminates it. Walk the external perimeter of your Victorian house and count the airbricks. Then check whether any of them have been painted, mortared, or filled. 8. Original quarry tiles. Under the hallway, Victorian hallways were tiled as standard. Black and white encaustic tiles, geometric quarry tiles, or plain terracotta laid directly onto the original substrate without adhesive, held in place by their own weight and a thin sand bed. In the majority of Victorian houses, those tiles are still there, under the carpet, under the laminate, under the vinyl, undisturbed because removing them is labor-intensive, and the generations that inherited them preferred to cover rather than remove. If your Victorian hallway floor is higher than the external step by more than 3 centimeters, the original tiles are almost certainly still underneath. 9. Lead pipes under the kitchen floor. Victorian water supply was delivered through lead pipes. The main supply pipe from the street to the house and the branch pipes from the rising main to individual outlets were lead as standard until the 1970s. Most Victorian houses had their visible lead pipework replaced during council improvement schemes in the 1960s and 70s. The pipes that were replaced were the ones that were accessible. The pipes that ran under the floor, through the wall cavity, and into the foundations were frequently left in place because the cost of access was prohibitive. If your Victorian house was built before 1900 and has never had a full plumbing survey, there is a significant probability that lead pipework remains somewhere in the supply system. 10. Steel flitch plates inside wooden beams. Victorian builders occasionally strengthened wooden beams by sandwiching a steel plate between 2 lengths of timber, bolted together. The resulting composite beam, called a flitch beam, looks identical to a solid timber beam from the outside. Flitch beams were used where spans were too wide for available timber alone. They are most commonly found in Victorian properties that were modified or extended during the Victorian period itself. If your surveyor has recorded a timber beam in a load-bearing position, there is a possibility it is a flitch beam, and a possibility the steel plate inside it has been corroding for 100 years without any external indication. 11. Newspaper inside the walls. Victorian builders used newspaper as a supplementary insulation and draft-proofing material, packed into cavities, wrapped around pipes and tucked behind skirting boards. The newspapers are still there. This is not structurally significant, but it is historically extraordinary. Newspapers found inside Victorian walls during renovation work are frequently dated, legible, and provide precise dating evidence for the original construction or subsequent modification of the property. Several significant historical finds have been made this way in British properties, including election notices, advertisements, and in one documented case, a complete unread copy of the Times from 1881 found inside a wall cavity in a Leeds terrace during a bathroom renovation in 2012. 12 through 30. What else is in there? Behind the plaster of the average Victorian house, original bell wire systems for servant communication, now disconnected but still running through the wall cavities. Gas pipe stubs from the original gas lighting system, caped but not removed. Timber noggins between studs, placed at irregular heights because the carpenter who installed them worked by eye, not by measurement. Under the floors, original Victorian drainage channels. In terracotta, running beneath the kitchen and scullery, still functional and unknown to every owner since 1940. Coal chute access hatches, bricked up from the inside when coal delivery ended in the 1960s, creating voids directly behind the front elevation that no survey has ever identified. In the roof space, original Victorian sarking boards, installed without felt, ventilating the roof through the gaps between boards in a system that worked perfectly until someone installed loft insulation directly over them and blocked the only airflow the roof space had ever had. In the chimney, bends, offsets, and narrowings installed to route multiple flues through a single stack, creating sections of chimney that no modern brush can reach and no modern camera can fully inspect. In the foundations, brick footings that bear directly on clay without any damp-proof membrane, protected only by the constant slight alkalinity of the lime mortar above them. The protection works as long as the lime mortar is intact. The moment cement repointing reaches the lower courses, the alkalinity changes and the footings begin to deteriorate. Your Victorian house has been standing for 150 years. It was not built with modern materials. It was not built to modern standards. It was built with a different logic, a logic of breathable materials, of flexible joints, of systems that work together rather than in isolation. Every modification that replaced lime with cement, timber floors with concrete, suspended ceilings with plasterboard, original tiles with vinyl, working fireplaces with blocked voids, functional airbricks with paint has not improved the house. It has interrupted a system that was working. The 30 things hiding inside your walls are not problems. Most of them are the original engineering, still doing what it was designed to do. The problems start when someone who does not understand what they are disturbs them. Now you understand what they are. This is British Home Secrets. We find the knowledge they buried and we give it back to the people who need it. Subscribe, because there is a lot more where this came from.